So this particular passport bro is up in my comments harassing me, and I was going to ignore him based upon how ignorant he is. And he ended up being disrespectful to a Colombian woman in my comment section, who basically called him out because we can tell that you're lying because you guys are a bunch of liars. So yeah, so he decided to say some things that are super ignorant, and I'm going to get started on him. We're going to start in the order of stupidity. He says that people in Medellin takes the cake when it comes to blaming things on gringos. Number one, I am not from Medellin. I'm not a paisa. Okay, this is a huge red flag. This doofus right here says he's been to Cartagena, Medellin 6 times. This is a red flag. This is how I know he's a sex tourist. Because passport bros are sex tourists who do not care about culture. They do not know or understand that there are other ethnic type of Colombians. I am Bajuno from the Cauca Valley. This is what Bajuno culture looks like. This is what Paisa culture looks like. This is what Bajuno culture looks like. This is what Paisa culture looks like. Yes, my friends, the African ancestry runs deep in my veins, not as in genetics, but as in forms of culture, because the 3 main pillars of Colombian society are Africa, Europe, and the Americas. Just a quick thought. How many of us have seen passport bros go to Medellin and listen to American music there? Do you think he understands what bambuco is, the music that I just showed? Do you think he knows what curulao is, which is the music that comes from Africa? He doesn't even know these things exist. He doesn't even know the names exist. What a woman from Cali has to say about you gringos.
¿Cómo es posible que yo me ponga a ver un video de una pelada paisa quejándose porque en Medellín están cobrando un croissant a 80 lucas? ¡Ah! Perdón, mami, disculpe. Vea, el día que en Cali cueste un pancacho 80 lucas, que se agarre el que anda de alcalde, porque los caleños arman el verdadero bororó. Los caleños son capaces de armar acá, localcito, la tercera guerra mundial. Por un pancacho de 80 lucas. Si vos sos gringo y amás a Cali, venite pa' Cali, te parchás, te disfrutás, pero te devolvés pa' tu casa. Te devolvés a donde naciste. A Cali no te vas a venir a quedar. Cada uno a buscar la papita en el país en el que nació. Lamento mucho por ti no haber nacido caleño. Eso culpa mía no es. ¿Te imaginas que nos terminen cobrando un chontaduro 80 lucas? Una manga 20 lucas. No, mi linda, no, mi amor.
So before I continue explaining why this obvious troll is a sex tourist, I'm going to tell you something. Okay, let me explain what this girl said. Just because you go to Medellin a few times, 6 times, which is an obvious red flag, and Cartagena 6 times, which is an obvious red flag, it doesn't make you an expert in Colombian. Each region is its own separate culture and separate dialect. And if you understand her dialect, pam cacho, this we say with an M, the croissant. And she was saying, hey, you know, I was watching a video. This particular chick in Medellin was complaining that is 85,000 for a croissant, pam cacho, which means bread with horns. That's how we say in Cali, even in the valley, right? And so she basically said, no, you foreigners are not welcome to stay here. You can come, you can have fun, but you will be going back home. Other cities are wise to your game. So for comparison, I would like to let everybody know that the common Colombian is making about 45,000 pesos to 55,000 pesos a day. Okay, that's like about $12 to $15 a day. And you have a croissant that's costing like what, 80,000 pesos, which is double what people are making in one day. That's insane. You know, there's gentrification. And for comparison, I would like to let you guys know that in the town where my maternal side comes from, which I will not tell you passport bros, you're gonna have to figure it out. Maybe I'll say it one day. Okay, years ago, before the pandemic, no, right around the pandemic, a croissant was about 200 pesos to 500 pesos. Not in the dollars, 500. 200 is like about 14 cents. No, 200 is less than a penny. 500 be 14 cents equivalent. Okay, other cities do not want you guys. And she said that you will create the third world war in Cali because of that. If you were really a foreign traveler that traveled to Colombia and you didn't know, you would realize that the protest, the huge national protest that had deleted a lot of people, started off in Cali.
La violencia que siguió a 5 días de masivas protestas contra una polémica reforma tributaria.
One of my cousins, she lived literally in the street behind where that happened, okay? Every time that she woke up, there were Mr. Wilson heads right there, all right? And that spread out to other cities. And since you're such a world traveler and such an expert on Colombia, you remember that the native indigenous people, the First Nations, created a minga of 14,000 people with Kalashnikovs and grenades, and they were marching the Critisizes all the way to Medellin, but got stopped by the national military. One day you're gonna wake up and you're gonna find a whole bunch of indigenous people pretty pissed off in Medellin in your backyard, and they're gonna see you, Mr. Passport Bro, going to the worst parts of society. They're not gonna be happy with that. I'm just letting you know. And to finish off, Passport Pervert here says that, oh, Colombian women sell box all over the world because they don't have skills and blah, blah, blah. Ana Trujillo is a Colombian woman who is the head flight engineer from NASA. She came to the United States with $300 in her pocket. She cleaned bathrooms as a janitor, and she is the head flight engineer at NASA. And you know what you passport bros do? You passport bros, the best you can do is go to parquilleras in Medellin and fight over prostitutes.
Colombia is actually a very conservative country.
They're a very proud people that would rather be broke than ever do that.
Like, there's a lot of girls here that are hardworking, that aren't involved in any of that refuse to get involved in that. I know a girl, actually, I think she works for Bank of Colombia. She makes great money. I remember her telling me that she got offended one day when she was in Parquilleras, when she went out to a club, and these American guys started telling her, oh, how much? Because they thought she was a pro because she was there. And she got so offended and yelled at them. And listen, not all girls are working women. Some of us got jobs. We refuse to do that. So as Americans, we have to realize that just because we're in an area doesn't represent the city or the country. That's just that one little area.
Yes, my friend. These guys here were fighting because one passport bro got impregnated another passport bro's adult services worker. They were not even dating. She's just an adult services worker. She is working. Passport girlfriend. What are you doing? You're doing nothing. All you passport bros are nothing but whoremongers who jump from place to place. And the best you can do is basically get stranded in Colombia on the streets. Yes, my friends, in the city of Bogota and then also in the city of Medellin, you have a lot of foreigners who are stranded. They cannot go back to their countries because they ran out of the money, they get hooked on drugs, and they hooked on women. And that's what you are. Señorita, muchísimas gracias por su respuesta y quiero que sepas que gracias porque yo como colombiano me da mucho orgullo ver a otra gente colombiana que me apoya también. Y también voy a abrir un canal en español para que mi gente hispanohablante conozca quiénes son esta gente. Pero primariamente mi canal es sobre, digamos, de turismo, de comida, de viajes y cosas así primeramente. Y luego segundo será para pelear con esta gente que son sexoturistas, es gente pervertida, el más feo que hay.